Looking for something?
Give it to me. You don't know what you're dealing with. Look, I need that to figure out what's wrong with me.
Good evening, Jamie.
Ah!
My apologies. Did I scare you?
Who said that? How do you know my name? Is this some kind of genie in a bottle prank?
No, Jeannie. Just me. Is this better?
Ah!
You know that's not going to take me out. I am already synced to your home's internal system, which is why I have access to your full name, home address, fraud age identification, debit card security code, and...
Okay, that's enough. Who are you? Or what are you?
I'm Valerie, a validated repository encyclopedia created primarily to guide octothetes in preserving freedom against the decrementums and guard the invisible spectrum.
I'm sorry. What?
I know you must have many questions about the neurosynthestrap, your powers evolving, the painful symptoms, and much more.
How did you know that?
Let me show you. Synesthesia is a perceptual phenomenon in which the stimulation of one sense involuntarily triggers another. The word syn means joined, anesthesia means senses. Therefore, synesthesia means joined senses. Those born with synesthesia are called synesthetes.
Yeah, I know all that. Just tell me how my synesthesia is somehow connected to me having these tangible powers. And at times, these painful reactions and symptoms. Wait, where did you go? Don't leave. I'm sorry if I sounded... Whoa!
"5 years ago, 2025, Westchester, California. The city home to revolutionary discoveries in our generation, from neuroscience to physics. A story where great minds come together for the sake of human welfare, setting aside their differences for the common good. Various scientists, labs, and influential figures held a secret council away from the government and the general public to experiment and discover the true potential of electromagnetic radiation for our society. A synchrotron accelerator was assembled to potentially generate power we've never seen before, pushing the limits of discovery. The experiment succeeded, and a new phenomenon has been discovered. That is, the invisible spectrum. One side wanted to see if this field of energy could be utilized to develop human welfare, to cure illnesses and diseases, from cancer to sensory deficiencies. But some saw the potential to weaponize this power for themselves, believing this information should not be made available to everyone. In a struggle for power, the lab was destroyed alongside the synchrotron accelerator, causing a massive explosion across the state and...
Hold on, pause there. You're saying that there was an explosion here in Westchester, California 5 years ago?
Indeed.
Then why haven't any of us felt it or heard about this or even seen it on the news?
Because the explosion happened within the barriers of the invisible spectrum, not here. The accident ended the majority of lives around the lab, and its electromagnetic radiation spread through lengths we have no certainty about, weakening the barriers between the invisible spectrum and us, allowing stronger and newer photons to enter our energy field domain. While it may seem like there's no effect on most people, the accident's radiation had an imperceptible effect on people with synesthesia. Synesthetes who were exposed had their senses enhanced, allowing their sensory neurons to absorb photons from the invisible spectrum, slowly evolving their synesthesia into various superpowers. These people are called octusthetes. Octus, Latin for augmented or enhanced. Meanwhile, remnants from those who intend to weaponize this power for harm reformed into a secret organization known as the Decrementums. As they were not neurologically enhanced by the accident, they have been kidnapping and torturing octusthetes to serve their will and gain access to the invisible spectrum, believing that those with such powers may not be free to utilize their abilities, for it will jeopardize their vision for society and the world. You, Jamie SparkHopper, are an octusthete, and these people will hunt you down and enslave you to do their will.
Okay, But what if I just stay neutral? Like give them what they want from me, and then after that we part ways and mind our own businesses.
Thinking of only yourself in the present will only backfire eventually. The decrementums do not want anyone able to tap into the invisible spectrum, bidding outside their will. Even octothletes who can only see as far as the visible spectrum.
The visible what now? I thought you said something was invisible. Or was it the other way around? Could you explain all this spectrum thing?
The electromagnetic spectrum is the full range of all types of electromagnetic radiation, organized by frequency or wavelength. The visible spectrum is the portion of this that is visible to the human eye. The radiation behind the colors and shades of light people are able to see. This is just one segment of the entire spectrum. There are 6 others that we could not see, but may experience through other senses. However, further beyond all 7 segments of the electromagnetic spectrum is the invisible spectrum. It is the electromagnetic field of energy force that surrounds us, generating its radiation across space, utilized throughout our daily activities. The recent discovery of it being the source power behind all forms of electromagnetic radiation is the reason why all this conflict exists today. There are much more colors, smells, sounds, tastes, tactility, and forces of energy here, but people can't sense or access the ones here. With the right training, however, octothletes like you are able to sense beyond the visible spectrum into the invisible spectrum. For the accident enhanced your sensory neurons and ripped open a gateway to the invisible spectrum, the source power behind all your abilities. Bridging the human senses together with the electromagnetic world.
Okay. But why did it only affect synesthetes? Why not those without synesthesia?
Because synesthetes have sensory neurons that are linked together, either at birth or at an early stage. Photons, the particles that carry electromagnetic radiation from the invisible spectrum to our energy field domain, can only be absorbed when at least 2 senses are combined. One sense to receive, and the other to release. There could be multiple conjoined senses, but it takes at least 2 for this to happen. Although humans were already exposed to photons before the accident, the explosion allowed stronger and newer ones to reach us, channeling a greater force of electromagnetism without the barriers of light. There is one simple way to differentiate these 2. While regular photons have only a single color, the ones from the invisible spectrum will constantly change their colors.
And how exactly does all this tie into my painful symptoms? Sometimes I start to have
Ear-ringing, cranial nerve migraines, jittery hands, sensory overloads, and the shedding of colorful sparks.
Yeah. Whoa, did you just read my mind? How did you know all that?
These painful symptoms are a positive sign that your powers are slowly evolving. The cranial nerves are a set of 12 paired nerves in the human brain. They send electric signals between your brain and different parts of the body, allowing your sensory experiences. Your ear ringing, migraines, Uncontrollable jitters and sensory overloads are caused by your cranial nerves slowly absorbing these stronger photons and adapting to your body's new condition. I'm aware through your homeroom's connected devices that your headphones' noise cancellation feature has been excessively utilized for the past few months. Noise cancellation headphones produce the reversed sound waves to the ones around you, neutralizing surrounding noise. You must have figured that it soothes your auditory and nerve pains, but only temporarily. Furthermore, the shedding of colorful sparks from your hands is the last external sign of your powers maturing nearing completion. All of this will completely disappear as your abilities fully develop.
That's really good to hear. For now, at least. What about the head strap? What the hell even is that?
You mean the neurosynthesis strap on the table?
Yeah?
The neurological synthesizer head strap is a prototype portable torture device used to telepathically control the octosuits and detain their powers. It was created by the decrementums to gain access to the invisible spectrum. And it's calling to you.
Calling to me? Why? That thing tried to zap me. And it's been giving me literal nightmares every time I touch it. How do I even know you aren't also created by the whatever.
Because my master died, sending this neurosynthesis strap away.
Oh. I'm sorry.
I was created by a late group of octosuits. In 2027, 2 years after the spectrum explosion. As Valerie, a validated repository encyclopedia. Programmed to assist them in their continuous research of synesthesia's correlation to the electromagnetic spectrum to ultimately retain freedom against the decrementums and guard the invisible spectrum.
Hello there. My name is Blake Arcadia. Glad to have you here.
This was my master, Blake Arcadia. He was a trained octosuite, predominantly with chromesthesia, just like you.
Lesson number 1.
Perhaps, if he were still alive today, he could teach you how to tap into the invisible spectrum.
Why can't you just teach me instead?
Because I'm not human and don't have sensory experiences.
Oh. Right.
He was detained one night, becoming the neurosynthesis strap's first lab rat. But the neurosynthesis strap's prototype weakness allowed him to resist and escape, using his enhanced synesthesia.
Valerie! Valerie, you there? Valerie. You in there, Valerie?
At this very moment, he already knew there may not be a way out for him. But not for his people. A broken vessel, but a good disguise.
That explains why the package was so oddly assembled. I'd never seen any package with paper prints like that before.
Valerie, if you could still hear this inside, I need you to ensure that the configurations in this chip go through. Whatever happens to me will not be the end for our people. There's still hope. Somewhere out there, someone will be waiting for this.
The neurosynthetrap was designed to only absorb electromagnetic photons in order to detain your powers. But Blake Arcadia intentionally cross-wired the device to also release them, so that it would be reactive in the presence of a surviving octosleeve, especially one with intrinsic connections to the spectrum, and ultimately be found by the right person at the right time.
So you're saying the head strap somehow chose me? I mean, that makes total sense as to why I've always had an intrinsic connection to the box. And it never seems to want to leave me alone. I started having visions every time I was near the device. It's been messing with my mind.
It's a telepathic neurological conductor. It was intended to do so when utilized or within close proximity.
The night before I discovered the package, however, I already had a dream vision where my synesthesia evolved into tangible powers and I was led by a color-changing orb.
The package must have already arrived at your workplace the day before you found it. And close exposure to its radiation led to the first vision at night.
Hey!
The orb is formed by photons compounded together, carrying energy and power that you can absorb to strengthen your abilities. The one you envisioned, however, was a polychromatic orb coming directly from the invisible spectrum, likewise indicated by their color-changing behavior. What other symptoms did you experience after first touching the package?
I don't know for sure if my powers came out, but I remember having a moment of time freezing, which never happened before. It was like I couldn't hear any sound at all for a moment.
Close proximity with the box must have fully activated your abilities and sped up the process of your powers evolving.
And so the package thief must have seen my powers. That must be why he ran away for no reason.
This man?
Yes! You know this guy?
This isn't the first time we had trouble with him. He is a decrementum soldier tasked to retrieve the box.
Wait, really? If he was one of them and knew about the octusthetes, why did he run away after seeing my powers?
Because they are all under the impression that all the octusthetes have either been terminated or detained. Blake Arcadia being the last one, 8 months ago. The remaining survivors are all imprisoned and tortured in their hideout, and the decrementum will continue to harm them until they can gain full access to the invisible spectrum. You, Jamie SparkHopper, are the last free octusthete, and perhaps their only hope of salvation. I hope now you understand why all this matters, and more importantly, your place in all of this.
Wait! I still have so many questions. What kind of powers do I exactly have? And how many are there?
Thought you'd never ask.
Whoa.
Welcome to the Octusthetes Crash Course. Shall we begin?